Okay, I was telling about the state variables: pressure, volume, temperature, and composition. Why these are called as state variables is because they are called as state variables because only how this has been attained, that is what was the initial state and the final state, will be considered for these. Instead, they will not ask how the state has been attained. For example, if the initial pressure was 10, now the pressure is 5, then initial is P1, final is P2. So they consider only these initial and final value, rather they don't consider how actually the pressure changed or how actually the pressure decreased. All such things is not considered. Only the initial and final state will be considered. Initial state and final state will be considered, but not the path, but not how the state has been attained. And that is why these are called as state variables or state functions. They are called as state variables or state functions we call. Even temperature also, how T2 minus T1, change in temperature means they don't ask how the temperature changed. T1 is initial temperature, T2 is final temperature. So the difference of this will give you the change in temperature. That is why it's also called as state function. Same way for volume also, as well as composition. Since it depends on initial and final state, they are called as state functions or state variables. Hope you have understood. Next concept is internal energy. When we speak about these, I use a term system because now you don't call as a beaker or a container. I have told you a system means which is under study. The part of the universe which is under study is called a system. Now internal energy means what? There is a system now. You find out what is the total energy of the system. So that total energy of the system is called its internal energy. What is internal energy of the system? Total energy of the system is called as its internal energy. Now here internal energy is denoted by capital letter U. U denotes internal energy. So internal energy, total energy of the system, I say total energy of the system means it can be mechanical energy, chemical energy, rotational energy, the atoms when they rotate or the molecules when they rotate, rotational energy, or it can be magnetic energy, it can be vibrational energy, etc. All these energy together, whatever the energy that particular system possess, the total energy of the system is called as internal energy, which is denoted as capital letter U. That is the total energy of the system it gives. One thing you must keep it in your mind, however it's not mentioned in your book yet, that there is an exception of energy. Gravitational energy is an exception. Sometimes in the competitive exams they ask this kind of question: gravitational energy is not included for internal energy. Okay, this is an exception. Apart from this, the other energies of the system, total energy of the system is called as internal energy, which is denoted as U. If you have understood, we'll come across these particular terms further, so you need to remember this. Next we will see some sign conventions. Sign conventions that during in this unit we will be using these terms, work, heat and all that, where the sign conventions are very important. Sign conventions means whether we use a positive sign for it or a negative sign for it, those things. You have heard about work, isn't it? If there is some force acting and there is displacement, we say work is done. The sign conventions for work is, the possibility is either the work can be done by the system or on the system. If there is some system, say if this is any system, the work can be done on the system, that is we can do the work on the system, or the system, if it does some work, that is also possible, isn't it? If the work is done on the system, work is done on the system, or work is done by the system. By the system means the system itself doing some work. On the system means we are doing some work on that particular system. If the work is done on the system, then W means work, will be taken as positive. Will be taken as positive. If suppose the work is done by the system, work is done by the system means the system itself doing some work, there is some loss of energy also. It is using its energy and doing some work, isn't it? So the work will be taken as negative, minus, if work is done by the system. If the system is not doing work, instead we are doing some work on it, work will be taken as positive. This is the sign convention. Do remember, this is for work. Make a note here. Write it as a note in your notes. Note, then write it. Now same way, related to heat. Heat is given as Q. Heat is given as small letter Q. Okay? You know about the processes, exothermic process, endothermic process, that we will study in another concept. But under heat, you will have to write, if heat is supplied to the system, supplied to the system, then what will be Q? If heat is supplied to the system, if we are supplying heat to the system, then Q will be taken as positive. What it will be? It will be taken as positive. If in case heat is liberated by the system, if heat is liberated by the system, then Q will be taken as negative. Q will be taken as negative. This is what you need to remember. This is the sign convention with respect to work and heat. Next, since you are writing note, you can continue writing for Okay, not required. We will study it later. First, we will study types of processes. If you know this, then the rest of the things becomes easy for you. So I will first teach you types of processes. Types of processes. There are different types of processes. One by one we will study the definition of it. First process is called as isothermal process. Isothermal process. The name itself tells you iso means same. Therm refers to heat. Iso means same. Therm refers to heat or temperature, you say. Isothermal process is the process in which the temperature remains same or temperature remains constant. Constant means which does not change. So we call such a process where there is no temperature change taking place. For example, if there is a reaction taking place, a chemical reaction taking place, and the temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. Throughout the process it is 50 degrees Celsius. Even if the change in the reaction mixture is taking place also, the temperature will be 50 degrees Celsius only. Then you call such a process as isothermal process, where the temperature remains constant. Temperature does not change, it means. The process in which temperature remains constant is called as isothermal process. See, isothermal, I told you temperature doesn't change. That means change in temperature. This delta means, we call it as delta. Delta means change. Change in temperature will be 0. That means there is no temperature change taking place. Write it this way. That is delta T is equal to 0. You will write. Clear? Next type of process is adiabatic process. Adiabatic process. What is adiabatic process? Adiabatic means where the heat exchange does not take place. Where for isolated system, you remember there is no heat exchange taking place nor matter. Yeah. So adiabatic means where the heat exchange does not take place. The process in which there is no heat exchange is called as adiabatic process. So what is the heat exchange? I told you. What is the sign? What is the denotation of? How do we denote heat? We denote it as Q. The process in which no heat exchange takes place. No heat exchange takes place is called as adiabatic process. That means that heat means Q, isn't it? So there is no heat exchange taking place. That means change in Q, that is change in heat, will be 0. That is delta Q will be 0 here. Hope you have understood. Next, isochoric process. Isochoric process. Isochoric process is where iso means same, core refers to that of volume. Okay, this core refers to that of volume. So here what will be constant? Volume will be constant. The process in which volume remains constant is called as isochoric process. Isochoric process where the volume remains constant, that is delta V is equal to 0. Change in volume, that means see this delta means here T2 minus T1 is 0, Q2 minus Q1 is 0, V2 minus V1 is 0, like that. That means if both are same, say for example I told you temperature T1 if it is 50 degrees Celsius, T2 is also same, isn't it? Temperature does not change, 50 degrees Celsius, then what will be T2 minus T1? T2 minus T1 will be 50 minus 50, 0. Therefore we write delta T is equal to 0. Same way for rest of the things also. Next type of process is isobaric process. Isobaric process. And when it is bar here, it refers to pressure. Okay, isobar, bar refers to pressure. Iso means same. So what will remain constant here? Pressure will remain constant. The process in which pressure remains constant is called isobaric process, that is delta P is equal to 0. Pressure will be constant, there will be no exchange of pressure. P2 minus P1 will be 0, pressure will be kept constant. Then next type of process is reversible process. Reversible process. Do you know what is reversible process? Reversible process means if the process, say at a point a reaction starts A, the reaction starts and forms a and passes through a point and again it comes back, end point is again the same. So if the process can be reversed, this is for cyclic process, I mean to say. I'll tell you about reversible process. Cyclic process is you start a reaction at a particular point and after the reaction again the same point will be reached. That is called as cyclic process. The process in which the initial state is attained back. It's called cyclic process. Process initial state is reached is called as a cyclic process. Whereas reversible process means the process which can be reversed at any instant of time. For example, A forming B. So there is a reaction path. The A forms B after forming some intermediate products here and then finally it has to form B. So at any point if you can reverse this particular reaction, then you call such a reaction as reversible reaction. The process that can be reversed. That can be reversed at any instant of time.